Okay, so let's get the production line running. Check we're still in line. Switch on. And that's it, and so on and so on and so on. I won't show too many being done, because people might get bored and start talking about overblows or something like that. But that's the machine in action. Like I said, it does work, and I'm pleased to say it's over-engineered. How can you have a piece of junk like this and call it over-engineered? Okay, the end result of all this messing about is Corian combed harmonicas. I don't know if you can see how beautifully that polishes up. It's a joy to work with in that respect. That's a B flat, and the only disappointing thing with that is the harp itself is a piece of crap. I've never, well, only once before I've had a harp that's beyond redemption, and I think that was an MS. But when I went to tune this, it was so far out. Some of the reeds were a full tone out, and they hadn't been played about with, and even up the top end, they were miles out. And I tuned it all up, but it's just dead to play. It's not. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to junk the reed plates, and it's a shame because it's a nice looking harmonica, and it just don't play very well. But there we are. As I say, out of the hundreds of harmonicas I've worked on, I've only ever had one before where I decided the reeds were totally knackered. I don't know how old it is. I mean, that's the box it's from, which is an old type box, I think. It's put it alongside this one, you'll see the difference. This is a harp on polycarbonate, and again you can see how that polishes up. I mean, it comes up like a bit of glass. That's a saw cut on the edge of a piece of polycarb, and you can see how it polishes up. It comes up beautifully. That's another polycarb one, a square one. But that's the end result of all this messing around making things. As I say, I'm just choked at this bloody B flat. It's got a rotten set of plates. I think they're beyond redemption. They're going to have to be junked. There we are. That's it. That's a nice one. That A, that plays well, and the D's nice as well on the polycarb. I don't know if I've mentioned anywhere about problems with the long slot combs. Let's see if I can get this you can see what I'm on about. Having a lot of trouble with the one hole getting it to seal up. And you can see there where I've inked in the little recess for the rivet, and how little wood there is between that recess and the edge of the comb. And this hasn't been flatted, this has still got the black on it. And what I reckon happens is that by the time you've flatted that down there, then when you flatten the comb, even though you've got it on a piece of glass, whatever, you're getting a very slight rounding off of this edge. So small you can't measure it. I mean, I've checked them with a vernier, digital vernier, everything, and I can't find any difference there. But they just don't. The number of ones have got a few there, and the one hole just won't seal up. And the one I did on Corian that's already been sold, the difference on the response on the one was unbelievable. They just say, I don't know. I'm fed up with messing around with pearwood combs. I've had it with them. I wanted something different. So there we are. Anyway, I'm rambling. That's my complaint. Look, there's no meat there at all, is there? Need a bit of meat. Speak to you later. Right. If I stand in the light here, hopefully this will all show up better. I've had a rethink about the laser system. Still needed, but I've decided I've over-engineered it. What all we need to do, I mean, I made this thing, but I had no idea how I was going to use it. I'm no engineer, but necessity is the mother of invention. All we need to do is centre the laser on a reed, and the easiest way to do that is to run through the rivet. And I don't know how well you can see that, but the laser's showing up well with the eyes. Make sure your fence is square. And you can put your rule on and measure, and hopefully you can see that. I put it in 3 different places. Hopefully you can see that laser line showing up. Find the centre of your reed, undo the fence, move it over, centre your next reed, then measure from the fence to the laser line how far you've moved. And what it is, the centres are actually at 7.5mm to save anybody going through this. So the centres are 7.5mm. So consequently, once you've made your first cut, put that on there like that. Once you've made your first cut, you measure from the fence to the laser line and you move over 7.5mm. You keep repeating that through your 10 slots and you're going to be right. Which means that my adjustment for the laser was unnecessary. Because it doesn't matter where the laser line falls, it doesn't have to be parallel to the edge of the table as it is at the moment. It's fixed like that. It just moves backwards and forwards. Because what you're now doing is working from the fence to the laser line. As long as they're parallel, your cuts will be parallel. You could be going across at an angle like that. And as long as the fence and the laser line were parallel, if you move the laser, you're okay. I don't know if I've forgotten anything here. I think that just about covers it. My memory's not very good. Getting old, and I just had a load of chemotherapy, and apparently that makes your memory even worse. I think that's it. I don't know if I've said in one of the other bits of video I've done that I changed the blade. It was getting a bit knackered, but it's done a couple of 100 cuts because I've been trimming and all sorts of things with it. So I put a new blade in. But yeah, I don't think there's any. My memory. I mean, I have to leave a note by the side of the bed. Don't take laxatives and sleeping pills on the same night. But I think that's it. Hopefully I'm not rambling and waffling. See you later.